folks. This is the Halfling of the Halfling and Spaceman. We are catching up today with William Tracy. William is writer and publisher of many stories in the realms of fantasy and science fiction, and we welcome him back. He was on our podcast back in February of 2024, and a link to that podcast will appear at the end of this episode. So again, welcome back, William. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. I'm doing well. Getting on with, as you say, lots of writing and publishing.
Hey, that's a good thing. Keep out of trouble, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we talked a little bit about some of the strange worlds and interesting people that you have written about. And we also talked a little bit about your publishing house. So just kind of recap it a little bit for us.
Yeah, certainly. So I started my small press in 2021. I had been self-publishing for a few years before that. And then sort of by default almost, my writing group was coming out with a new book, and we decided we should make an anthology. And I was the one with the publishing platform, so I sort of got roped into it. And now I have over 40 books out. So so that was just the first step. Yeah. So it's grown a lot. We put out about 12 books a year, so about one a month. And every June, in fact, we do our campaign that raises funds for the book's publishing costs, for covers, for paying authors for anthologies, and all sorts of some extra fun stuff as well. So that's how we sort of worry out about these books. We're a small press. So then throughout the year, we put out the books, and the authors get to start out sort of right at baseline. They get royalties immediately. So it's a nice way to sort of get eyes on books, and then immediately, have the authors get paid for their works.
Oh, sounds great. Well, that's that kind of leads us into basically what this is really about. So just tell us how it's going.
Yeah, it's going well. So beginning of June, we started up this year's campaign. This year we've got 12 new books coming out. Well, I should say we have 12 new fiction books coming out. And then we also have one new nonfiction book coming out, which is my sequel to the one I wrote last year about how to operate your body and some stretching flex and stuff. So that goes along with the 12 sort of fantasy and sci-fi stories we have. And then we're expanding out into games this year. So we're also putting out 2 RPGs, one based on one of my book series and one based on a new book series that's coming out this year. So yeah, we're expanding as ever into more places.
Wonderful. That's great. And so is this you're doing this with a Kickstarter, is that right? Or
it's actually Backer Kit. So which is basically the same thing. If you're familiar with Kickstarter, it's you know how to use Backer Kit. In fact, you've probably used it if you use Kickstarter, because they've been a major fulfillment engine for Kickstarter for many years. They started out branched out into their own crowdfunding platform, and in fact, Brandon Sanderson broke Backer Kit this year instead of breaking Kickstarter. So he had a campaign that ran in March that really kicked off their writing and publishing. And I've actually got several other writing and publishing campaigns that are going on at the same time that mine is. It's a really great platform, easy to use, and so as I said, basically the same thing as Kickstarter. As a user, there's really no difference except a different login. But yeah, you can do all the same things you can do with Kickstarter. You can back different levels. You can get add-ons. You can get cool, extras for the campaign. And then I also like they're more of a small company now, and I'm a small press, so they're helping me out with the campaign. So we started at right at the beginning of June, and we are aiming for $12,000 for our baseline costs, and we are almost there. We're about a little bit over $1,000 away right now, so we're almost fully funded. And then we have some cool stretch goals that hopefully we'll get there before the end of the campaign and get some extra illustrations for the books, lots of other fun stuff that are in the stretch goals.
Nice. And how long will the campaign be going on?
So it's going to end at the basically the last of it's Sunday 30th at midnight. So it'll run. It runs basically all of June. So we've got about just under a week left. So we'll definitely hit our goal, and then we're hoping to hit some cool stretch goals as well. So depending on when this comes out, definitely go to it. You're in the last days of the campaign already. So it's a great time to go check out what's available. We've actually got some new covers are just coming out, probably be out by the time this podcast goes out, that I'm going to add in. So that's another fun feature. We'll put out the new covers for the books as we get them, so the backers can see what's upcoming and what new fun adventures they're going to have.
Nice. Sounds great. Well, so tell us how to get to the campaign so if people want to back it.
Definitely. You can go to backerkit.com and search for Space Wizard Science Fantasy Year 3. That'll pull it up. Also, you can go directly to my website, spacewizardsciencefantasy.com, and it's the first link on the website. Very easy to find. I have a nice big picture at the top. Just click on that and it'll go right to the campaign. So just remember Space Wizard Science Fantasy, and you'll probably find it that way. So easiest way is probably just go to my website, and then you can go directly to the campaign from there. And yeah, if you also go to my Facebook page, or if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram or Threads or Blue Sky, anything like that, if you go to, I'm usually under either Tracy WC or WC Tracy. You can find it in my profile there as well. So I've got it all over the place. Easy to find.
Saturate the market, right?
Yeah, really.
Well, we will make sure that we put that information at the end of the episode, because we definitely want people to check that out, and hopefully they'll be inspired by what they see and want to be part of it, for sure. So I know that we have seen you at a couple of conventions. Do you have any more planned for the rest of this year?
Yes. In fact, I have some planned for the rest of this month.
Okay.
We actually had 6 markets planned for June. We've done 5 of them now. We have another one coming up this Saturday, which we're going to be at Fayetteville Pride. We were at Raleigh Pride last week, which was amazing. Lots of great people there, and then we'll be at Fayetteville Pride, which is a lot smaller, but it'll be our first time there, so that'll be really interesting. And then that's going to cap off the time during the campaign. After that, we are going to be at Congregate this year, so I'll be teaching a couple classes for Saga. So if you want to find out about small publishing and how to make sure that your books are making money, and I'm also going to do a class on martial arts and situational awareness for writers, and for sort of how to write and for how to sort of sense where you are. So it gives you a little better appreciation when you're writing characters that have that training of how to write them. Yeah. And then I'll be on some other panels for Congregate as well. So I'm going to be at both Saga and Congregate. And we'll be taking pitches for Space Wizard while I'm there. So we'll be doing all sorts of stuff.
Cool. Well, we will see you there, because we're also going to be there. We'll be on some panels and maybe do some interviews while we're there as well. So it'd be great to catch up with you again. We just hope that things continue to go well for you, and we just wish you a lot of success. It's been a lot of fun meeting you and seeing everything that you're doing. So we appreciate when cool people are doing cool things. So.
Thank you. Well, I guess to leave you with one teaser on that. So my new book is in this campaign, so it's going to be coming out in November. That's going to be the start of a new series for me. That is, it's got a lot of magic and adventure in it. It's about a young girl who's got a disability. She's missing part of her arm in a society where you have to use sort of Tai Chi style moves to create magic. So she's at a disadvantage because she doesn't have, the fingers on one hand that will do that. So that combined with rapidly moving islands. So there's actually islands that sort of crash into each other and form new islands. So it's going to be an adventure with that. This is the start of probably going to be 6-8 books in the series, something like that. So this is the first one. So if you back the campaign, you can check that out, find out about Tai Chi magic and moving islands.
That is really cool. That is really cool. And I applaud you for having a character that's, a character that has a disability as a focus, as a main character, because I think that's just something we don't get enough of. And we need that. We need that kind of, that kind of affirmation that, and especially if it's somebody that can overcome their disabilities to go on to do great things. So kudos to you for that. I really applaud that. I'll definitely have to grab that and put that on my to read list, my ever growing to read list.
Yep. Same here.
Well, listen, we have had a great time catching up with you. We really appreciate you joining us today. And I think that's going to wrap it up. Any last parting words for us?
Just go check out the campaign on Backer Kit, Space Wizard Science Fantasy Year 3. It's got great descriptions of all the books there. And that's just my book that I told you about. There are 12 other really cool sci-fi and fantasy books coming out, as well as 2 RPGs. So go check it out and find something to add to your ever-growing TBR pile.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us, and thank our viewers out there for tuning in. This is the Halfling and Spaceman, and we will see you next time.
All right. See you then.